soulmate? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, this type is actually from Brazil. So this is a Brazilian 3-banded armadillo, also known as a La Plata armadillo. They have these 3 bands on their back, and that's how you tell the different armadillos apart. One of the ways is to count the number of bands that they have on them. So we have 9-banded. That's the ones that are found in like Florida, Texas, Georgia, like all down in the south there. This type would be found down in South America. They're one of the smaller armadillos, not the smallest, but one of the smaller armadillos. You can see those big nails that they have. So on their back feet, they have 5 nails. So they have nail 2. I'm sorry, 4 nails. They have nail 1 and nail 4, and then nails 2 and 3 actually grow over top of each other sideways. He's got one that's a little funky, so instead of crisscrossing, it actually sticks up. It's kind of funny. And then on the front feet, they have a nail on the outside of that big nail on each side of it. They have that really long nail. And so you can see how he kind of sits up on that long nail. That's actually short for him. We usually, cut him back pretty well, but we just cut his nails back, so that's fairly short. They're normally like these big kind of claws, and they'll use that to dig. And so they'll use, dig all sorts of different surfaces. We give him boxes of dirt. He lives in like an aspen bedding, which is like a shavings material, and he'll dig through that and try to find all sorts of bugs.
Fascinating.
They have an incredible sense of smell, and so you can see that elongated nose is going to have more smell receptors in there. So he can smell food underground, so he can be able to find it. He also has really good hearing, so you can see his little ears on top. What's really neat, when he curls up in a ball, those ears actually tuck underneath of that front plate on his head. So his ears are kept safe, his nose is all kept safe. This is the only one that can fully curl up, and so when he does, basically his head and his tail come together, and it just kind of blocks off the end of that ball. So I got asked before, can they roll while they're in the ball? And the answer to that is no. He's not Sonic the Hedgehog. So when he curls up in a ball, he just kind of stays there.
What kind of, if they're in an incline, and if they drop, how much can they take of that?
If they curled up at the top of the hill and just happen to fall, they could roll for a little bit, but he can't propel himself on a flat surface.
Yeah,
if he curled up now, he couldn't make himself roll across the table.
Yeah, but
this shell is pretty tough, and so it's going to be able to handle quite a bit. I can actually pick him up and squeeze him by the shell. And you can see armadillos have the hair coming out from underneath. They do have a pretty soft belly. He is not one that likes anybody to touch his belly. And so that keeps him safe, because that's how a predator would try to grab him. We actually have a female that we're trying to train right now so that we can ultrasound her. And so that's one of the things we have to do, is be able to take an ultrasound probe and touch it to her belly without her trying to curl up on the probe.
So cute.
They have extra skin under there, so that in the event they put on a lot of weight, that skin can just kind of flap out. And so right behind his back legs, he's got these huge flaps of skin that are just tucked in there. So if he needs the space, he's got the space.
So cool.
That's awesome.
That's so fascinating.
I should, but he's too cute. I can't do anything else. I just can stare at him.
Little nose guy.
Just put that right there for a second. So can we touch him, or?
Yeah.
That feels like a football.
Pretty much.
When they're really curled up, do they really have many natural predators? Is there anything that
Their biggest natural predator is people. Unfortunately, these guys are disappearing out in the wild, and it's mostly because of people.
Yeah.
We're either taking away their habitat, or they're a big part of the bushmeat industry. So because their natural defense is to curl up in a ball, most animals can't get them. Well, what humans will do is walk up, pick them up, and take them home to cook.
Wow.
I've never been this close to a sweetie. I've never actually seen one of these guys in real life.
He said, just get me out of this place.
I know. Sorry, buddy.
Too many weirdos.
Can I pet him?
Yeah.
So once they're in a ball, though, there's not too much that can just pry them open?
No, and he's not even he's not tightly curled right now. He's just kind of sitting and watching everybody. If he was upset, he would be really tightly curled up in there.